Spitore.
Burning Questions.
Yeah.
Howdy. This is Burning Questions, and I'm James Victori. And today we have an awesome letter. I got a letter sent email to me, and I will read it to you here. It says, James, it's a great start. Love it already. Gripping. I was hoping you would have some advice for me. I'm not the usual questioner. I am 55, a firefighter coming to the end of my career that does not want to stop, work, and wither away. In recent years, I've embraced art and creativity and have decided that I'd like to develop this as a business when I'm no longer able to continue as a firefighter. Awesome. My question is this. I'm often discouraged at the standard of my output, both in amount and quality. I get dejected and almost give up. But there is something in me that will not let that happen. I always continue. But I've wasted weeks and sometimes months of not doing much. You can imagine at my age, wasting time does not sit well. Do you have any advice on how to be productive when everything feels like shit? I won't quit, but I'd sure like to get more done because I think you need to make a lot of crap to find the occasional gem. Thanks in advance, Trevor from Australia. Trevor, dang, awesome question. And Trevor, listen, dude, you say, I'm going to go through some points here because there's so much good stuff, okay? You say, I'm not the usual questioner. Yes, you are. You are not special. You're not special. Yes, you're the usual questioner. Everybody has these questions. This could come from a 25-year-old. It doesn't matter, right? We all have that same worry about productivity, about creativity. Okay? So don't think of yourself as special, like wah, wah, wah. No, this is the game. This is how it's played. Okay? Firefighter coming to the end of their career does not want to stop work and wither away. Duh. You know, you're 55. This is my birthday week. Happy birthday, James. The age thing, get over it, right? Let's see. In recent years, I've embraced art and creativity and decided to develop this as a business when I'm no longer able to continue as a firefighter. I love it. I love this. Doesn't matter how old you are. And you know, they talk about those 10,000, you have to put in 10,000 hours, blah, blah, blah. Fuck that. You know when my 10,000 hours started? When I was 5. That's when I started being creative. And Trevor, you got it in you too. You know, this, you've chosen a career as a firefighter. Excellent. I think firefighters should get paid what professional athletes get paid. Really. But you're drawn to creativity. You are already creative. You've got it inside you. You're wildly creative. I believe everybody's basically wildly creative. You just got to look back and pay attention to your feelings and pay attention to your sense of humor and what you have inside you already. You were born to do this. I believe it. My question is, he says, I'm often discouraged at the output, both in amount and quality. I get dejected. You can imagine at my age, wasting time doesn't sit well. Do you have any advice on how to be productive when everything feels like shit? Yeah, 2 things. 1, be gentle on yourself, dude. I can see in your letter, right, that you are like pushing hard. Be gentle on yourself. Give yourself a break. 2, know that this is the process again. You know, you say, you should make a lot of crap to find the occasional gem. Yes. Everybody poops, including me. And some of my poop even gets published, which is really weird and kind of embarrassing sometimes. Listen, Trevor, be gentle on yourself. Know that this process that you're going through is a process everybody. You could be 25 and still write me this letter, right? You could write me this letter in 10 years because that's just the process. This is my question, 2. And here's your mantra. When you start worrying about this stuff, when you start letting your fears take over, you say, I am a sexy, creative monster and nothing's going to stop me. Not my fears, not my worries. This is the game. Trevor, the biggest thing in here that you say is, I've wasted weeks and sometimes months of not doing much. That's your only problem. You can't do that because you got to do the work. That's it. That's the only way to get good. It's the only way to keep going is do the work. You know, when I was teaching design students, when I had design students, the best thing I could tell them in doing a crit, the best thing I could say was, that's not right, do it again. That's not right, do it again. That's not right, do it again. That's the process. You got to keep going. You got to keep working. Trevor, you can't have weeks go by and months go by. You got to make it a habit. You got to make it a habit of being a sexy, creative monster, right? Awesome. Trevor, God, this is great. I love this question. I'm totally excited for you. Great new career as a designer. I love it. I love it. Burning questions. Have an opinion. Make work that matters, Trevor. And love something other than yourself. You do already because you're a firefighter. That's what firefighters do. Love something other than themselves. Firefighters. The definition of courage to run in the wrong direction. to run towards love and not from fear. I love it. Burning questions. Share it with your friends. Share it with your students. Help me build an audience. Get more eyeballs. Y'all are awesome. You all are sexy, creative monsters, whether you know it or not, or whether you admit it to yourselves or not. I'm James Victori. I will see you next week on Burning Questions. Adios.